All right, look at that. We got studio lights in the car. I think we'll be fine with this. Anyway, you guys can see me. This is Ron from the Rockstar Culture, and I got a little story time. It's a frustration too, and then at the same time it's a serious frustration. So, if you guys know, if you're just in the title already, this is about the Uber X and other ride types that the riders can choose. So if you don't have the Rider app, you should download it because you need to know what happens on the passenger side so that you can then understand what they see versus what you get. And many of the times with Uber, sometimes with Lyft, but mostly Uber doesn't give a great detailed app to its riders. For example, right now as a driver, you have to take a photo to have your mask on to verify that with the passenger, and then the passenger would get like a notification when they get you as a driver that you have taken this picture and you have selected the bullet points that are required to even be online. So the rider gets that when they request for a trip. So today, and this is not the first time this has happened, and then this actually needs to stop. Um, so the first one was 2 days ago. I had a passenger. I was in my Nissan. I was in my big car. I had my SUV, my XL, who requested um, for X at the airport. And when I went to the airport, it was four of them. I said, okay, I can take you, but next time you have to request for XL because it's not the driver may decline your ride. I'm able to take you because I do have an extra seat all the way in the back, which I did. So I took them in the car and I just explained to them that they have to take an XL. So that happened. Um, so after that happened, I called Uber because I had one of my friends tell me that you call Uber if you're in your XL vehicle and have Uber change it to XL. And I didn't know that. So I just tried it. I said, hey, is this possible to do this? I picked up four, but I told him to take XL next time. Is it possible for me to get the XL fare? And sure enough, it did happen. They actually adjusted my fare to be XL. And it was a really good XL. And it worked well actually. Um, the other thing that happened was today. I had a ride by what's called Boatyard. It's a restaurant in Fort Lauderdale, and this guy comes up. He requests Uber X. He comes up. I'm thinking it's only him. I tell him he can't sit in the front seat because I have my cleaning supplies in the front seat. I have my microban. Okay, I got my microban. I even have stuff that makes the car smell good. I got all my stuff back here, all my things, all my cleaning stuff here. And then he says, oh man, it's four of us. I said, well, you can't take X, you have to take XL because of Corona, only three people can get in the car. He stopped and looked at me, paused, and then he said, okay. Didn't do anything weird or whatever. It's not him. I ain't mad about that. And he didn't seem mad either. So he said, okay, no problem. He closes the door. I go about my day, and then I'll put in cancel in the app. The problem that I have, and we're going to go over this right now real quick. Let's go over to my other handy dandy device called my iPhone 7. So when we go to our iPhone 7, I want to show you, hopefully we can do this here. I don't know if you saw that. It's that Uber X Saver. They're trying to be like Lyft when it comes to wait and save, but it usually goes away after a while. Anyway, look at X. X has 3. Comfort has 3. XR has 5 people. Pool is unavailable, up to 2 people, up to 3, up to 5. Problem is, look how small that is. Nobody doesn't understand what that even means. I don't know what that means. Even with Comfort, it doesn't even show under the Comfort on the beginning of the screen. When you click Excel, when you click on it, it's there, but still, like, it should show automatically there. I mean, it's grayed out, there's a selection, but still, this is stupid. Anyway, I said, bruh, Uber, if you're listening, real quick, you got to change up your app. Like, this doesn't make sense. And Lyft, too. This is not only for Uber. This is also Lyft. Lyft also has this issue where people don't like to have their mask on when they get in the car. So we got a lot of issues here, Uber, that we're going to go over. You got to literally enforce that taking a photo thing with the mask so we know that they actually had one. Because people would say, oh, I don't have a mask and someone has allowed me to get in this car. Second, if it's somebody else requesting for someone else to be riding, they need to verify for that person. And Uber would know because based off where the locations are. But even that, I mean, if it's the same location, of course, it will be difficult to know. But if it's two separate locations, that Uber said, okay, hey, wait a minute. If you requested for someone, make sure that they wear a mask as well, getting inside of an Uber car. The third thing is the amount of people that's getting in the car. Have them have an option to stay, not have them have the option, or make it mandatory how many people come in. Just like with Uber Pool. Uber Pool had it where when you selected it, the next screen was 1 or 2 people. Some people will use one person because the fare is like 20, 30 cents cheaper. Sometimes even $1 cheaper, and they'll get in the car. And I'm like, hey, whoa. Uber told me that it was one person. I can't take you because the app is going to give me more than what is needed to be in the car. So you got to do that. If it's 3 people, Uber X, Uber Comfort, Uber Premier. If it's 4, Uber XL, Uber Premier SUV, and I don't know whatever else in the other market has bigger cars, black SUV or whatever you want to call them. Same thing with Lyft. Lyft XL, they need to do the same thing. Choose how many people. Because let me tell you something with Lyft. If you call Lyft and say, Lyft, I'm in my SUV, I picked up 4 people, they're not gonna give you back the fare. They're gonna tell you shouldn't have not taken them. It's your responsibility. So some reasons I like Uber rather than Lyft, because Uber will actually help you out. Lyft will kind of leave you high and dry sometimes. That's just saying. But that's my little thing there. Uber needs to, like, literally on the passenger side, they need to really hammer it down, especially with this COVID-19 thing. Like, it's not a joke. This is something that happens. They need to enforce the taking of the picture thing. Uber needs to having a mandatory how many people are coming in the car. If I had my SUV, it would have been no problem because I have my SUV and I selected Uber X. But if it's an Impala and it's Uber X, they should be able to do that. Now, again, I would have to keep calling if I kept getting 4 people in my car. Uber, they got in my car, no problem, but they didn't sit in this front seat. Also, when you request, it gives you the dialog box. And you click OK. But they have to they need to do a timer or whatever. I don't know what they need to do. We do not get out our car and touch things every day. We literally pick up different people. So we got to clean the car. They're around many people. We don't know where they've been at. And they're making the rules very less for them. And I don't think that's cool. I think they need to be held responsible too. Anyway, with that being said, tell me what your thoughts or what innovative ideas Uber needs to do to kind of help out with this COVID-19 thing. I think they really need to. I'm going to be honest with you. I do like the fact they give us supplies. Now you have to pay for shipping. I don't think that's a problem. Lyft was doing that. Now Lyft said, okay, you got to pay for shipping or pay for the products. They said they give us a discount for doing that. But I'm going to say that Uber does need to work on the rider part of the app. I've already talked about the airport pickups. I mean, Uber, this is a multi-billion-dollar company, and you should be able to do this. Especially with something like this. This is not like a small thing. So that's just me. Anyway, you guys let me know in the comment section below. You guys have a good one. Peace.